Well, howdy. How's it going? All right. So I'm not gonna dilly dally too long. Um, just play some games, then do some game development after that. Um, oh shit, we got some people chatting. Let's see what they said. I missed it. 1 second. What we got here? Chat app's not working. 1 second. Ah, you should check these things. What we got? Where'd it come from? Wasn't that? Thanks, chat app. You really helped me there. There it is. Oh, hey man, sorry. Um, yeah, I wasn't able to make it. My wife has decided to start a calisthenics program this morning, so our whole family was doing stretches at that time and various. I can't do too much with my back injury, but doing stuff this morning way too early and then way too long. But I'm glad you had fun. Sounds like, and you've broken your fast. So until next year. So I'm gonna play. Obviously, like I said, 7 Days to Die. It's day two, almost day three. It might actually be day three, and I am dead. So yeah, almost day three. And so what's happening here is I am infected. And so I need to get antibiotics, but I don't have any, and I can't make any, and I'm hoping that that guy in there has some. I feel you. I've been lucky that I've never had not calisthenics, but that I've never had wrist issues after doing this since like 10. So I've been very lucky about that. They can get mean. They can get mean. Yeah, I don't have anything. Can I do bacon and eggs yet? What all can I cook? Ear, ear. Let's eat something. Let's eat some. I got meat. Oh, it needs fuel. Charred meat's all I can make, unless I want to do water, which I should have ample. Yeah, do some boiled eggs. Do some boiled eggs. I don't have a whole lot to do here. So it's being a little bit of a lazy stream for a little bit. I still reeling from the exercise, impromptu that it is. I got no seeds from that. I Now all of my stuff is coming from the streaming computer, so my mic and my camera, and I was able to upgrade to the actual 4K resolution. I've only got like a hint can't. Ah, I bet there's an Indian restaurant not too far from us, and there was a bunch of you know uh, Indians and stuff, and they were having a lot of fun around about an hour ago. I could hear them as I walked to the office. Well, appreciate it. I think there's a couple pieces that need to be tweaked around the edges. On dark screens, you can just see a hint of green, but I'm not too worried about it. Water. You got something for me? Use. Oh, okay. Yeah. I had this. It's just a Logitech Brio. It's not too expensive, but I don't know. They don't have a really good reputation that I did not know until later. But so far so good. So uh, yeah, yeah. Between last night and this morning, I'm a little worn out. Just a little worn out. So I last night was crazy. I might have to stream on Sunday more often. Got rated, got some followers, got good views, good conversation. So we uh we persist. Ooh. And I fixed the bug, um, the one bug that I think was in the way of me bringing this game to the masses. So now it's just full steam ahead. I'm gonna focus on adding more content to the game and then balancing and stuff. I'm doing my best not to do any balancing until people actually play the game, right? Like get their hands on it and have opinions. But now is when that's all going to start. We're good on water. Now I just need food, and then hopefully, yes. So, uh, I'm not. Well, you should not learn kanji by itself. You should learn it with words, and the main reason is kanji has multiple meanings, multiple phrases and multiple, ways to pronounce and perceive it. The problem is if you learn the kanji itself before learning the words it's used in, right? Okay, so but I'm gonna keep going because of lecture. Uh, you get confused. Do I use this spelling, this word? If you just learn the word, well, there you go. You are certainly way better than me. Uh, so yeah, it's definitely. I'm not going to just have kanji like hiragana. Oh, missed again. I can never do. Can never hit the chicken. I'm just gonna hit So I'm long, like I said, I'm not looking to do just rote kanji drills. Though I might do some. They're relatively easy to do. Maybe just like instead of doing rote kanji, I'll do the words like their most common word for that kanji, but it's disguised as you're actually learning the kanji. And then you learn both the words and the kanji. Right. I'm gonna have some of that. It's not obviously with the hiragana, but what I do have is data set or data in the tables that, well, extra tables that have ranked the kanji, or in this case the hiragana, based on their similarity, so that I can left join off of that and then say, okay, things that are 50% similar, and then pull from that. I just haven't put it into the actual game. I've done this game multiple times in the last 12 years or so, and so I have a lot of data that I've built up for the flashcards and stuff. And this time, I told myself, don't get bogged down uh, with the learning side. Right, your whole point has always been make the game fun. So I spent all of my time until now on the game. And that's why I've only got the 2 flashcard sets, and it's very basic, very rote. So now, from here, it's adding more game content for the actual game, and then now bring out the language side. Use close flashcards, build a conjugation table type flashcards, and then build that part out, and then also work on translating the site into other languages. And so I'm pretty excited about it, that I'm getting this far and able to, like I said, from this point on, it is really just getting people to play the game, getting feedback, building it up, hiring some artists and stuff. I'm happy to be aboard. We can try and work something out. I don't want people to work for free as much as I can. People should get paid for it. I mean, even if I'm not, but that's not the point. I made the decision, but I'm trying to get, now that the game is at the stage that it is, I've got a pitch deck that I've put together, and I'm gonna start. That chicken's still there. Okay. So I'm gonna start trying to get some actual funding for the game outside of my own money. I'm gonna get that chicken. Come here, chicken. Oh my god. I can never, ever gauge distance in this game. But I got him. Okay. Got me some meat. That's good. But I'm getting up on 10%. I'm just waiting for the morning. I got nothing to do, unfortunately. I can't get into the quest from that guy. There's nothing I gotta build. I guess I can mine some coal. So yeah, so Indonesian would be cool. That's one of the things I need to do is build it up so that you can load language files into the site in vitro. So you just pick, and then it'll download the file there. I'm not 100% if I'm going to do things like, oh, you can partially translate a site. I'm kind of thinking like, I want to translate the site into the language that I support. So right now, Japanese. And I want to call it immersive mode. Like you just pick the Japanese language and then have a system where you can hover over words and it'll show it in the language you've selected for your account. So instead of like just setting it, oh, you could just set it as Japanese, but then it's stuck there. If you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is. But I'm also thinking not to do that and instead tell people, oh, just use Migaku or some tool that will translate for you. It's just text, right? I'm not using images. Everything on the website is text. So you should be able to use your standard tools that you use to translate other websites with this game. And I also think that's a benefit. So I'll just tell them, install whatever the Chrome tool is. It's changed its name recently. But whatever it's called, the point is I'll figure it out and I'll have a page on the app. Like, look, install this, turn on in Japanese mode, and then when you don't understand the word, use that tool. And that'll save me time in development. Mostly because then people could use like Migaku and mine the words for their own Anki cards themselves, and I don't have to do that. So anytime that happens, that's a boost for me, and it's a boost for them. So definitely, any languages people want to have, I'm gonna try and put in there. I need to build up the system for people to uh, suggest things to me. There's a support feed in the game, and people can use that. But I want to make it a little easier and a little more direct. Right now, it's just you email me something. There you go. I think I think it opens up at 4. I might be dead by then. Why did I shoot that in the ground? Oh, hey, by the way, I did get copyright struck. Not copyright struck exactly. I got muted. So when I played your music the other day, but only for like 5 seconds. But it didn't count as a copyright strike, and there's no like warning, and there's nothing I can appeal. They just literally just muted 5 seconds of the entire. It was only the first 5, like when I first started playing the first song. So it was very weird. Like none of the other music triggered it at all, and not even the other music. Like I had it, it played some random anime music that should have been copied, and it didn't trigger that at all. But like I said, it didn't do a copyright strike, so I'm not worried about it. It was only like 5 seconds. No harm, no foul. But just for your information. So I'm not against playing it again. But I certainly don't want to get copyright struck. But I like the music, so I've been listening to it on my own time. And it may be that it thought it was something else. Like, it's like without the lyrics and stuff, it could sound like other music. I mean, it's stoner rock, so. And it doesn't say who did it. It just says, and because there's nothing to appeal, it doesn't say if it's you or somebody else. It just says it was there. You go to the stream for that day, and it just says portions of this audio has been muted. Copyright reasons, but it doesn't say who or why. So I can't say for sure it has anything to do with you, but it's the first and only time I've ever played copyrighted music, so. You need practice. In the arm, huh? What is that? Oh, it's my arrow. Huh. That's crazy. So it's sadly, I'm thinking of getting rid of the background music in the game. The intent for the game is that it's a mobile game, and my experiences with the music on my iPhone and Android have been terrible. Hey man, you have a good one. Thanks for coming out. I'm gonna keep talking, but I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Happy. I don't know what you say for happy when you finish Ramadan, but happy that. So. And I broke it. Oh, okay. 7:44. 2 more hours. Eid Mubarak. I'm sure I butchered that. Eid Mubarak. easy. All right, let's build another crate. It's getting to be that point to. All right, so we'll go. Build another crate. 3 crates. Alright, so we'll take the food. All the food and seeds. Medicine. Not you. 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 Front. Seeds. Okay, take you. Back in the day, you would click that icon to sort before they added all this stuff. That's why I keep doing that. Down to bottom, we add the seeds. That's a seed. That's not a seed. Then just straight food and water here. All right, straight food and water here. Oh, I can eat you. And then medicine up here. That's food and water. What was that? Not you, but you know what? That is enough for 6 farm plots. Let's take a look at that. That is enough for that's enough for a good amount of farm plotting. All right. So let's take the ammo and weapon stuff. Ammo and weapon stuff. So you are not weapon stuff. Some of you are. Armor. We'll call it armor mod. That's fine. I'll further break that out later. Okay. Means you. Alright, so take all of you. Ah. Pump. And then pump. So we are going to put equipment down here. Like that. We're going to put everything else here. And take back this. Take back this. Alright, so I need nitrate. I think I'm going to need more nitrate. But I can still make a couple farm plots. If I'm going to. So let's see. Farm. Alright, nitrate and then clay soil. I got plenty of. How many can I make? 6. I can make all 6. Nice. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Come here. What are you doing? Let me move it. Why can't I move you? Well, you just it just stuck there. All right. We got a good amount of farm plots. All right. Got one. We got. Don't put it there. I'm do that wrong every time, and I freak out thinking I'm not going to get it back. I think. Well, it's already the next day, but. One. Okay. What we got here? Take you. Almost there, almost there, almost there, almost there. All right. All right, we're getting there on the food. Yucca's pretty good. Yucca water, that is. All right. Can I move you now? No. You will not let me move that fucker. All right, that's fine. All right, what is it? What happens when I do? Okay, oh, I can. Can I make yucca water? That is really good on hydrate. Yeah. Oh. Let's bake a potato. Let's grill some corn. I don't need water for any of that. So. Spoon, spoon, spoon. I want to see what it does. I want to see how good it is. While we're here, let's make another fireplace. I'll put it here. Go this. Pop it in there. Boom. Later on, I can get a grill for him. Chop down a tree just because. 12%. I really hope he's got some antibiotics. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg, I bet. It might be less than 100. I forget. Where's command to reset? You can't see it. It's underneath me. You still can't see it because I paused. You see all that? That right there? That stuff? It gets stuck. Like if you do too many items at the same time. See anything. What does Twitch do? Twitch integration. Allow. Huh. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. I know you can do that. Yep. I know. Thank you. I thought I'd die of poo. Aw, man. That's not what I wanted at all. Is it 4 or 5? Okay, still locked. I guess it's 5. Alright. Well, we got plants growing.
Trader Rick is now open. We got food and wares if you got the money.
Alright, we're going to go in. We're going to find out how much this... Well, I'm going to turn my quest in.
Everything's for sale, even to an idiot like you.
Well, animals.
Let's make a pact. You get moving, jackass. This don't pay by the hour. Let's get this over with.
Fuck. He doesn't have it. Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. That's not what I thought it was. Do you have anything? Even like fake, like the cheap shit? Wait, you can just buy a forge. Well, gonna die. Okay.
I knew you were a cheap motherfucker.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's right. I can make a better bow. What do I need? Plant fibers. Okay. I have to hope I find something. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, I should be able to make a better... No! Still can't make a better spear. But I can make it better with that. Alright, well, let's see if I get lucky with the quest here. Not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Well, hey, it's, we'll die and then we'll go off and do other stuff. So, do it again. Shame I can't just eat that for... What am I doing? 30. 30. Son of a bitch. I see. How you even get up there? Oh, calm down, buddy. 3 points. I solve this with... I see it. No. I don't think it's gonna... It needs to be... Fucking hell. Well, there was nothing in there. Goldenrod tea only helps out with dysentery. This place is a bait shop, so I don't have high hopes. All right, let's rest up a bit. I might get lucky in here, but it's a bait shop. Oh, son of a... Come here, you stupid bird. Yeah, for you, son. What we got here? Ooh, nice. 25% chance of causing bleed with my spear. Yucca water. You think there's maybe they got oh. That's no. That's a no. All right, we'll try again. Why would you put that on him? Oh, stupid. I'm already infected. I don't need to be attacked by birds. I forgot about that one last time. And that one. I don't know if it was there last time. Anything else up here I should look at? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, working stiff. I'll take it. Yeah, same thing I got. Alright. Well, that wasn't it. Alright, so I got that. I know somewhere around here's a pharmacy. I actually don't think it's anywhere near me. Well, we're going to play this to the end. Well, 15. All right, so 15 more minutes. Then I'm going to take a break. And then we'll start doing what we came here for. Oh, some. And that pig just didn't wake up. Got some meat. Haha! Sucker! Don't make me shoot you. Come on, where'd you go? Literally, where'd he go? Okay. Scrap. Use and take. I'm never getting that. All right. God damn. All right. Oh shit! Okay. Oh boy. Two of them. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're done. We're done. Duct tape. All right. So I need to get rid of something. You. Oh, I want cloth, not that. Alright, whatever. Uh, That is not going according to plan. I believe I have a splint at home. And if not, I do have the materials, but I don't know if I'm going to make it there. So if you run, and A, you're not going much faster, and B, you just keep resetting it. But that's fine. So I'm not going to be able to go over that mountain, so I had to follow the road. I just realized the music's... Oh, because I turned it off the other day. Okay. That's alright. Thank you. Thank you for that. 20%. I'm on getting rid of the stuff. I broke a bone to get that stuff. So bad. It's only day 3. The morning of day 3, and I've got a broken leg. I'm infected 20%. Not going well. It's not going well at all. Oh well. Moving along. Well, we're gonna get there. And then we're gonna heal the leg. And I'm gonna call it a day. Turn the quest. I could have made boxes. I could have built boxes and made a bridge. 100 meters. So close, yet so far. Finally made it back. All right. Here we go. No splint. That's fine. No splint. But I just need cloth. And then I can make a splint. There we go. All right. None of this was worth it. Make another water collector if I wanted to. I think I will make another water collector. Welcome back. How's the day going? So, I guess so far, but how's it going since you can't talk today? I got up too early, stayed up too late. How is your day going? Fabric. Take a nap, man. I kind of want to take a nap, but I'm not gonna do it. But by all means, I'm sure you've had a lot of calories, so yeah. Sure. What you think of? Yeah, it's what you think of when you're like, gotta burn some calories. I'm gonna go take a nap. But hey, you live and you burning calories, so you'll burn some calories, I'm sure. All right. Part of the quest. Put the Duke Collector up. Let's see what we got. Some water. A lot of water. Can't run too much. You break your leg again.
Well, look here, boys. We got ourselves a real-life hero, and now he wants to be paid. You got money this time, or you just here to piss me off?
I wish I had enough money for that. I'm gonna die of zombie plague. Alright, give me the quest.
How about you browse your ass right out of my store? Hey, jerk, you need some work or what? It's a deal.
Alright.
Disappoint me, and you'll find yourself on the wrong.
This run is rapidly going south. Alright, so we're done with that. No, I built it all by hand. So that's custom HTML and JavaScript. Speaking of, we're going to start working on that. Pretty much, and like I said, it started out as a portfolio piece, you know, something to put in my on my thing, like, hey, here's a demonstration of my skills. And it, and it's gone on way too far. But here we are. So, I'm going to use Unity, and I'm going to make a new version of it later. And it won't replace the website as much as just be a different way to play the game. And that way I can put a better version on iOS. Like the website works just fine, but you know, I still want to pierce those walled gardens. I'm gonna make a version of the website that's just an Electron app that I can then put on Steam and say, hey, it's an Electron. I can be upfront about it, you know. But now you can play via Steam, Steam integration into it. Other than that, just move it forward. I'm getting to the point where I got to build the particle system. And so, you know, there's no particles at all in the game. So none of that juicy stuff. So, it's time to start building that stuff. But actually, I am going to go get some caffeine because I clearly need some. And so I will be right back in 10-15 minutes. I got to go around the corner to the conveni. And then I will be back, and then we will start deving it up for the next few hours. So I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, I'm sending that. Okay. So we're going to implement a particle generator into the game so that we can get them juicy, juicy particles. Now, particle effects are pretty easy. The key is that particle effects are a lot of little things. And for something like Unity or Unreal Engine or anything that is drawing all of the pixels on the screen, it is pretty easy. You're just drawing pixels. You're basically keeping numbers in the background and then drawing the pixels at a certain time. And these days, you can do it straight in the GPU. I am making a web game. And while I can do most of that, I want it to be in various places. Not just on top of everything. I want stuff behind buttons. And so we don't have the opportunity to be as freewheeling with our GPU time. And in most cases, no GPU time. But that being said, we're not going to make a billion particles all the time. It's a game. It's not a, some sort of thing we're going to throw on YouTube or X as, hey, look what I can do with 3GS. It's not that. So we don't have to be going crazy with it. We just have to be judicious. And that is my hat mark. We just have to be judicious and plan it well. Which is also an opportunity to make it in Canvas and then just slap that on there. I don't know how about having a bunch of canvases. So anyway, it doesn't actually matter. One way or the other, we're writing JavaScript to move particles around. How those particles are actually drawn to the screen can be changed as needed. All right, so you know what I didn't do? I did not deploy. So as for the structure, you got here on the side. So, I've got my index page and don't have much in it, but it's got the basics. So like if I remove this, all right, I'm the one. That's start. Start. All right, come on. What are you doing? I mean, particles are not, it's really just you have something that you configure to, just like if you do it in Unity, right? You set the location of it, and then you start setting some parameters. And then you go, okay, the particles will travel, 2 up and 1 over every frame. And then you put in, and there's gravity pulling down. And well, that's just math. 2 up, 2 over, and some gravity pulling down. So that, say it's 0.5 gravity, that means you only go up 0.0 or 1.5 and then over. And then you just start running that through every frame. And then you add from that. So, okay, particle goes, its opacity goes from 0 to 1, then back to 0 at a certain scale. That's just math. That's just linear, it's, what am I trying to say? Exactly. And so you could say, oh, it's going to travel from point A to point B. They don't usually do that when it comes to particle systems. You usually just kind of like, because like it'll be like an explosion. And so you want it to be based on physics as much as possible, and usually speaking, right? So like an explosion is particles will go boom. And so you tweak the parameters, and also you want to make them as dumb as possible, right? So you want to configure it such that A, it's repeatable, and then B, it's the least amount of math possible. And so certainly you can pre-configure where you want everything to go. It ends up making it look, if the same explosion creates the same particles every single time, you notice that. And so having it based off of simple physics-like math, right, exactly. So you want to make it as dumb as possible and then add a little bit of random. So instead of it just being 2 up and 1 over, you can tweak it that it goes, this one goes 1.2 up and then 2 over, and this one goes 1 over, and and that way the little particles go. But the math itself is very simple, and so it's not going to be that difficult to do it. And for me, the issue will be, how do I draw it to the screen using HTML and not make it expensive, which is not that bad these days, in the sense that I'm not actually going. So back in the old days, right, you would collision for particles. I'm not going to worry about it. So for what I'm doing, what I'm going to do with it, are you just mean collision in general? Like collision between particles, or just collision? I mean, that's just, 2 boxes. Sure. Tagging's always important, like coming from Unity. Oh, sure. And so that, yeah, just, in this day and age, it's all good and well to make your own engine, but a lot of the bits have been solved in that sense. So there's no shame in like looking at like what Unity or Unreal does and just copying that in your own style. So, Unity's got pretty good layering systems. It's got a pretty good, the collision physics objects they have there. So there's no shame in looking at what they're doing and taking inspiration from that to do almost exactly the same thing. Because there's only so many ways to say there's a box around this thing, and when it hits a box around this thing, cause the physics to do something else. And so, oh, well, now it's not a box, it's a capsule. But they've solved that. So you can look at what they're doing and then go, okay, instead of looking at like the source code, you can just say, okay, that's how they do it. How am I going to do it? So I'm not trying to recreate the wheel, other than I am recreating the wheel, but it's not like I'm doing it for some conceit that has anything to do with doing it on my own. I am trying to make a website that has as few barriers of entry as possible, like I said last night. And then I'll work up. I'm just going to use Unity for the Steam version and the iOS version. For now, that's where I'm at. So, but that's the whole point. We're going to get into it, and we're going to see how it goes and see how far we can get into making my own particle engine. And that's because, you are starting from the ground up. And so Unity and Unreal Engine and the like, they are, they're putting a lot of general stuff in it that a wide audience will need, like post-processing, pre-processing, all that kind of stuff. You have only put into your engine what you have needed so far, right? Fewer steps, and it's right to the metal that you need. And so, yeah, it's going to be a lot faster in general. And that's one of the reasons to make your own stuff, is that you just have what you need until it comes to a point where you have to expand. Like I started with React for this project, and I got rid of it, right? And it's just as fast, if not faster, than it ever was. But I'm happy to check it out when you got something worth seeing, that you feel is worth seeing anyway. And that way, I would like to play some people's games on stream other than my own, but that's a little bit in the future, I think. Give me a second here. I'm gonna check. Every time I turn off OBS, it forgets all of my windows. So give me 1 second to test this. All right. So got nothing. All right, 1 second. Okay, development. There we go. Of course not. Oh wait. Okay, so it did it on this computer, but not that computer. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. All right. Okay, so studio mode here. Screens. I'm using NDI to, and for the most part, it's a good thing. For the most part. There we go. All right. Turn off studio mode. Oh, why is it? What's with the lag here? Huh. Is Wi-Fi actually better? No, that's not really the issue. It's because the video itself is also like that. All right, gaming computer. We're going to have a talk. Like, what are you doing? I'm looking at my machine here. I'm not even trying to render 60 frames a second here. Why are you struggling? Why indeed? All right, so if I turn this off, the thing goes back to normal. I turn it on, it starts to struggle. Okay. My entire machine struggles. Jesus Christ. Why? Like at all? Like you don't see me? Like I see me and it's like very slow. It's stupid. Like stupid slow. But you don't even see that? So yeah, there's some stuff going on. Like right here, there should be, but it's not showing up. But when it does show up, it tanks the frame rate. I'm not sure what to do about it. I may have to restart the stream. Because that's not right. There we go. Okay, you see that? All right, you guys see this? Maybe it's just the computer. I mean, I don't really care if it's my computer. How slow is that? All right. I don't need to hear me. You can't hear me. All right. When I flip away. Come on. You know what? It's only my computer. So on stream, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Whatever. All right. Code. Local board. Obsidian. Postgres. Back to code. Alrighty. You guys let me know if the quality, like if it starts to freak out FPS wise, you know. So turn studio off. Oh, maybe, okay, hold on. What happens if I close this? Alright, what happens if I just don't look at myself? Okay, alright. Well, there we go. Alright, so what was I saying? I was saying there. So, your standard, SPA, single page app. Everything's loaded in front. The entirety of the JavaScript is less than 500 kilobytes, and I've done my best to keep that low. It'll probably end up being about a megabyte at the end of the day. But that's a megabyte, all right? That's nothing on modern internet, and even 4G, old 4G, You're loading that pretty quick. The entire app with all of its content, audio and visual, is less than 20 megs. And I'm probably going to get rid of the background music on the website because on the mobile app, it's a kind of a shit show. And that's fine. People aren't going, they're going to click the button to turn off the background music 9 times out of 10. Turn it down, listen to their own music. So it's really not something I should pay too much attention to. So I'm probably just going to get rid of it and not focus on that entire bit yet. But I have so far, and it works fine here. Anyway, as for the structure, it's almost like a React app, just not. It's web components. I've got my scenes here. So for instance, let's say the start screen. HTML and CS or like Sass is loaded as it is, and I use ESBuild to pop it into, compile it down to the final bundle. I've tried to keep that as limited as possible. I've got a few custom extensions to like minify the index file when it's done. I wrote the tooling myself, and so it builds it and does it and pops it out. There are some edge cases where that doesn't really work out for me, but usually just it usually goes through and just refresh and you're fine. So just really want, like I said, it's a portfolio piece that expanded. So it's like I really wanted to have like I as much as I could made my own tooling, made my own deployment system, like with rsync and stuff. But I wrote all of the bits. I didn't just use some tool from like npm or something. I made the process myself, and both for the back end and the front end. I will transition away from those things as you get paying customers and it's no longer a conceit and it's no longer a portfolio piece. You'll make different decisions. But for now, I'm learning a ton of stuff on a lot of fronts. But it's called a life cycle, just like a component. And so for the scenes, they are not web components. They're just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And so there is a loader class, not class, but a function that will then load the content. It has access to the lifecycle functions, which in this case is initialize, load, and preload. And so preload will actually, as it says, preload content such as images and sounds. The initializer will tie up the store, so it will. You don't have to do it here, but I use it such that it'll write the initial HTML to the location, and then it will, I create some links. So, here's the scene element. Oh, here's the start button element. And so it'll pre-fill out some of those, so I don't have to do it later and worry about it. And then the load scene is just the kind of like the on mount for a React component, where it does the business. And then after that, it's very reactive in how these things usually do it. And then when it's done, just remove it all. Currently, I do not do any sort of caching for the scene layers. Just yeet it, remove all the event listeners, and just start over. I haven't really seen, other than, like, obviously at some point you'll have the garbage collector will cause issues, but not constant issues. It'll just be a hiccup here and there. And one day I'll go through the business of just caching it. Just keep that stuff in memory. Again, your browser, even on your phones, already downloaded the entirety of the bundle, which includes all the HTML and CSS. So if it can hold that in memory, it can hold all of the built HTML elements, which are not that many if you think about it overall. So, there's not that many things on this screen. So we're going to play with a particle system. So if you have other questions, just ask. I'll answer them as it'll come. So what we're gonna do is this is probably going to end up being a whole thing. So so I'm making this up right now. So particle engine. All right, so let's make up some stuff here. I'm not going to add particles. Like for now, it's going to be very much a reactive particle engine system. So, particle engine options. So we're going to go with yes. You got it. The number. Then we will go with particle engine options, and then I'm going to have a separate one for particle options. So, no, that's going to be part of the max particles. Okay, so max particles at any given time. Yeah, you're right. There you go. Total particles, and this does not have to be set. So if I only want to create 100 particles, in fact, I'll make that. No. What I'm going to do is particle, and it's just going to be particle options. And so that way, what will happen is I can actually specify multiple particle types within a single engine. And so like size, how it grows, how it moves. But in general, I'll probably just have one. But you think like an explosion, right? I could have multiple particle engines that did that and just put them in the same place. Or I can make multiple particles like with different styles. Some for the smoke, some for the dot, And so we'll see how that actually plays out. I may not do that. I may just do that. Okay, so that's particles, and then element. So what we'll do is call it root and HTML element, or that's fine. I'll call it HTML element. And so that will be the element that the stuff, the parent basically. Time between Unity has this thing where you can have different phases. Time, but we'll just say time. Number particles per emission. And that's going to just be set to... I don't think you can do that. Yeah, you can't do that here. That way, say it's 100 milliseconds per wave of particle, but you emit 2 particles per wave. And then... let's see here. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to have something else control when to add and remove it. It has no business. It doesn't know where it is. In fact, that's just it. It just knows, oh, that's my parent. Here's my particle. And the particle now is, we'll say, I'm trying to think of what I want to call it. Do I want to call it vector? We shall say, Oh, excuse me. Do I want to do? Oh, you know what? Sure. Just I have the measure. What do we do here? So measure point. And so then, okay, there we go. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We will do X. Okay, so position. That's fine. We'll go position number. That's just a flat. How much? And then velocity. No, we'll say position. Okay, call curve. Is that another thing? Can't find measure. Don't have measure. Okay, so measure point. Let's see. So we want like this. So like cubic measure. So just two numbers. So then I need two measure points. Measure point two. Actually, let's say point. So that will change how it goes to these numbers. So if I create a curve like that, then I set the offset to 1, 1. It's going to go up 1 and over 1. But I set the curve like this, right? It won't move a lot, and then it will start to move more. So it'll go, blah. There you go. And then we'll just say speed. That. Maybe that's what I want to call it. Size. Should be scale and then size curve. I'm not going to do rotation. Well, I really don't want to make it like get down to the nitty gritty. So I think you're gonna make me. So number X curve. Though I kind of want to merge those together. I won't. There we go. So the rotation X, Y. I'll put Z in here. Just because. All right. So now, color. Ooh, filter first. Now opacity does need a start and end. You still have the curve. Ooh. Wait. No. Yeah, you need that. So this is his movement. Scale from this to this. Scale from that to that. I really don't think I'm gonna. Can you scale? I don't think you can scale. I think it only scales. Yeah. You can't scale for these. Oh shit! You can. All right. Alright, there you go. 3 rotations. Now I really don't want to. I think it's fine like that. I think it's fine. Make everything that way. Well, here's what I'll do. Because you have like, for instance, you set it at 1, and then your cubic scale goes from 0 to 1. You've still got the blue. But if you want to do extra things, there you go. Basically, all of the things are like that. And then finally, color. And so, yes. I'm not 100% how I'm going to do that. I know that you just convert the hex color to number and then do that, but it's not going to really, when you interpolate colors. Interesting. Right. I guess fine. I have no real interest in. Come on. Browser. Wow, that's really bad. Is it? I'm so paranoid now. It, it looks fine here, but it looks awful on my machine. Well, whatever. So from now, I'm gonna leave it like that. So probably for me, I'm not gonna change the color. So what this is gonna do is return start, stop, destroy. And so she'll make it. No. Yes. No. Hmm. That's what. Stop. Start. This. Alright, so. Now, performance. What am I? I mean, technically it's a number, but, request. What is that thing called? Performance now, right? DOM high res timestamp. Okay. Alright, so. Let. Last frame. Alright, so. Alright, this is not right. I'm just going to have to restart the stream. So, give me a second. I'm going to start my computer. We're just going to end it. I'll just come back afterwards. If you listen to that, I've missed 3,000 frames. Clearly something's wrong. So I'll be back. And now the frame rate's perfect. So there's definitely something wrong on that screen. All right, hold on. No. Screw that. And it's not me. Okay. All right, come on, calm down. So there's something about this screen my entire computer does not like. And I don't know what it is. Now, I've got some options. No, I don't have any options. What? No, I can't do that. It's USB-C. Okay, I don't have options. So I'm not 100% sure what to do about this. Now, hold on. Okay, let's go. Let's turn off me. Ah. So that brings it back up. All right. So it is. So what? So what do? I mean, we don't need to see me. Yoink. Huh. It's because I've got it on. It's because I have it at 4K now, isn't it? All right. That's it don't have to be 4K. Like apply rotation. No. All right. So if I come back here, interesting. For whatever reason, uh, it didn't have hardware encoding, plugged in. Okay. Whatever. But that seems to have fixed it. So no, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Let's go back. All right. So we are getting there. I don't think. Hmm. So what? Okay. So we are going to source image equals new image first. No, not you. Source hash. That works. Okay. So